It's my great pleasure on behalf of the Judiciary and as Head of the Judiciary to welcome everybody here this evening to Parliament Hall, the home of the old Scottish Parliament. We gather this evening to celebrate the installation of a historic print which depicts a riding and sitting of that Parliament here in the late 17th century.
I was trying to work out if I could create some sort of CGI background to put into a movie. To do it as inexpensively as possible, I thought, well, I'll just try doing this myself, and started researching what was available of Parliament Hall and the precincts around about the 1700s. The project came to the ken of the Old Edinburgh Club, and I applied to get a grant from them to carry on the research, and was successful. Well, I first came along here when my daughter brought me to Doors Open Day, and I went to speak to Jenny Findlay and mentioned that I'd been doing these visualizations. She was able to supply me with information because of her encyclopedic background knowledge and also her awareness of where there was source material that wasn't obvious.
I have spent around about a decade researching the history of the building and finding images, so that when Robert asked, do we have any knowledge of it, I was able to pull together some things quite quickly, but it's been a continuing process of finding more images, more resources, and building on that to make it as realistic as possible.
And in the course of doing the project, I came across the de Goudeville Atlas that was published in the early 1700s. That's the only known image of the old Scottish Parliament in session. Discovered that I was able to acquire a copy of that, and so the idea arose to present that to the Courts and Tribunal Service so that it can actually be displayed in Parliament Hall.
It's quite important because there is no image in the hall as it looked when it was first built. It's changed a lot over the centuries. It doesn't look anything like that now. It's good to have a representation of the hall as it was.
The historic print, which is the subject of tonight's event, reminds us that the courts are rooted in centuries of history. This building and the justice system have always belonged to the public. From a 17th century parliament to a modern open court system,